when the first couple times they played it, they were playing Knitting Factory and these kind of more jazz-oriented clubs, and they played it, this 3-4 minute song, and afterwards they paused, and people were waiting for them to kind of finish it, and they turned around like, no, that's it. That's the way the song is.
Where's the 25-minute jam, dude?
Yeah, exactly. So it is funny that when we needed a shorter song by them, we ran back to this one.
It is time.
Well, the Benevento Russo Duo have long been one of my favorite acts, both individually and together as a duo, Joe Russo, Marco Benevento. And I'm excited to listen to Sunny Song with you guys.
All right. And one thing that when I was looking them up that's cool is I saw that sometimes the Benevento Russo Duo has bassist Dave Drewitz, who also played with Ween, which is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I didn't know that guy is also in Joe Russo's Almost Dead, which is, Benevento Russo's in too. I didn't know that. That's so cool. I'm a big fan of Ween. And I guess not big enough, right? So we're here with Mike Greenhaus listening to the Benevento Russo Duo from their 2005 album Best Reason to Buy the Sun. This is Sunny Song right here on Galaxy Jams Reacts. That album art's so cool. Nice time signature.
Yeah, what time signature? I love this. This is really good.
Oh my God, his pad selection is so good. Like some cool dissonance. Man, introspective yet playful and then like deep at the same time. And such a gigantic sound for just two people. I mean, even if they're layering on top of each other in the studio, I know that I've seen them play in videos and it's just like that, you know? What did you think, Lucy?
I feel like I'm back in my college oral skills class, having to guess the time signature for a song
Yeah.
during an exam. But honestly, that was like kind of fun. Like having to think about it that way. It's been a long time since I've actually listened to music outside of classical music, I guess, where it's a little more sophisticated, you know,
Right.
than just a 4/4, 2/2, 2/4 beat. So
Yeah, it's so crazy how
For
much
sure.
just a slight key, tempo change or, time signature is really activating like entire other parts of your brain, because when you listen to like normal 4/4 time signature, you kind of like already know what's going to happen. So
All
you're like
predictable,
filling
yeah.
in exactly like filling in the gaps,
Yeah.
so it's really, really hard to fill in the gaps with this band.
Yeah.
What did you think, Kai?
Yeah, so the first two things that come to mind are the fact that it is emotional from the start. So the dissonancy chords, even in the beginning when it wasn't built out, already caught me. Like immediately had me looking up at the screen, waiting for more. And then of course it's extremely ethereal sounding with like the different. Then Mike, you were talking about the different pads he was choosing, the high pikes and stuff. I really like that. But Lucy, more to what you were talking about with the time signature. It's not often that you hear a strange, or I would say an atypical time signature with something very ballady, because something very ballady is typically like 4/4,
Right.
and that's what I'm used to. I'm used to writing in 4/4, like everyone is. So hearing that strange time signature in a song that's not supposed to be like complicated jam bandy kind of music, that was awesome. And I think the song so far is my favorite out of the entire pick.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that Broken Social Scene song where it just makes you want to like go 100 miles an hour in my car and like cry my eyes out.
Yeah. Mike, why did you bring this one to us? I'm really curious.
Well, so it's interesting. So I originally had picked a live song that Marco and Joe did at the Relic Studio, which we were kind of trying to highlight some choice moments from our various studio setups over the years. But that ended up being a little too long for the program, so I selected this, which has always been one of my favorite of their compositions. And I guess the ironic thing about it is when they originally wrote this song, at that point, Joe and Marco were doing a lot more kind of groove, and it's still experimental, but more I would say like traditional jazz-oriented improvisational music.
Right.
And when they wrote this one, and whoever mentioned Broken Social Scene as a reference point was right. I think they were being influenced by some of this emotional indie rock music. And when they wrote it, I think they both weren't sure if it should fit into the duo, and it kind of ended up being a song that turned the corner for them, and they released a lot of music, which is featured on that same album, Best Days in the Divided Sun, as well as their next album, Play Pop Stop. They kind of fit into that genre, that post jam genre.
Yeah.
But I think when I interviewed Joe once, he mentioned this, that the first couple times they played it, they were playing Knitting Factory and these kind of more jazz oriented clubs, and they played it, this 3-4 minute song, and afterwards they paused, and people were waiting for them to kind of finish it, and they turned around like, no, that's it, that's the way the song is.
Where's the 25-minute jam, dude?
Yeah, exactly. So it is funny that when we needed a shorter song by them, we ran back to this one.
Yeah,
That's
and it also reminded me of Explosions in the Sky too, like
Yeah.
that kind of like post rock groove,
Definitely.
ambient almost type of thing. And it's so interesting, like the different directions that genre can go in. And you're right, for them, before they were kind of doing more like your classical jazz and type of funk influence, and this is obviously a step beyond that, and it's really, really cool that they're able to do it. And this is great. I absolutely love it, and it makes me want to dive into the rest of the whole album. And we also have some comments in the chat. AJ Roberts says that I love the noisy keyboard at the end. Really cool. It almost sounded like a guitar, like that you just kind of strummed and put a ton of distortion on, which I thought was cool. And let's see here. Ordian Azurime says it feels like old style rock. It's a cool way to put it. All right, why don't we finish this back up? Definitely a banger. Ooh.
Yeah, I love that ending. That's
So-
cool.
Yeah, it sounded so raw, you know, and so real. And I love when acts do that and not sound so like perfect and so
Quantized,
exactly.
yeah.
You know, I love when it just sounds so like, ugh,
It's
you know what I
alive,
mean?
yeah.
It's great. So wow, this was another really really good pick, man. Thank you so much for sharing that on the show with us. We really really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mike. For that. This one's
Welcome.
great. Really going to check out the rest of that album. Hi, this is Mike with Galaxy Jams Reacts. We hope that you enjoyed that React video. Be sure to check out the links below of when we're going to be live streaming our next show and also how to watch full episodes. Please hit that subscribe button. Every single one helps.